the chapter?
7.4?
No, 7.8. So 7.3 was solving substitution with advanced equations. So that would have taken everything that you learned about substitution and just more extreme problems. If you have mastered substitution, it doesn't matter how extreme it is, you're going to be fine. So we're not wasting our time on that. Today we are solving systems of inequalities. Sophia, can you go erase the Algebra 1 stuff that's in the way? So I want to utilize as much as I can.
You've been using our names like so much.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, you're good. That's perfect. Okay. So solving a system of inequalities. These are the steps I'm about to tell you. Okay, inequalities, just in case you have forgotten what inequalities are. Someone give me an example. Greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Okay, there you go. Those are your inequalities. There's basically only two steps. Number one, you're going to graph all inequalities. Usually there's only two. Sometimes there's three, but we're going to be doing two. Graph all inequalities on the same set of axes. Basically, graph on same graph. I know. So you're basically graphing both lines on the same Cartesian plane. So that is step one. Okay, step two, find the solution set where the shaded regions, and I'm going to add something, of both intersect. That is not intersect. Intersect. All right, for example, I'm going to draw a Cartesian plane, my X and my Y. Let's say, and I'm just throwing random stuff on here. You're given two equations and you graph them. One is going this way. There's my arrow. And I have to shade below. Y'all remember doing this, right?
Yes.
But then the second equation is going like this. And it's shaded below. Now look up here. Everyone look up here real quick. You see this area where the both shaded areas collide?
Mm-hmm.
That's your answer. What they have in common.
So wait, you just need wait, but that's just like the answer?
That's the answer. And in fact, now let me tell you, while you're catching up,
that seems a little bit easier.
trash.
Trash what?
You know what?
Trash what?
Put it in the trash. Everyone on YouTube's hearing it. Come on, move it. You're wasting time. I ain't gonna pause it.
Why you like that for?
If you're gonna chew gum, don't blow bubbles. At
Why
least
not?
be a little sneakier about it.
Why not?
All right,
That's the best part.
I'm gonna make you wear your mask. Then that won't be happening. All right. So guys, I've had students that have actually used matte pencils. Okay, to help. They will shade one part in one color and then the other in another color, and then it's a little bit easier sometimes to find where they
Matte
pencils.
The color pencils.
You know, color pencils.
Colored. Why'd you say that?
That's the original.
Anyway.
No, we had this discussion like the other day.
Miss Williams.
Anyway,
No, it was
keep
with
going.
Miss Williams.
All right.
Oh, I missed
Okay, colored pencils. There you go. All right, like the color of your gum, Keith. Okay.
Funny.
Then what you do is you find where the two shaded areas are in common or intersect. That's what it means, intersect, where they are in common. Do you see that? Now, the problem with using colored pencils is that if you make a mistake, you can't erase them. So that's a problem.
I have a race book color.
Well, that's fine. Then use
And
them.
they don't work.
Now, if you're not doing any of that, how do you show your answer? Well, I tell my students, you can take a chance. Because you can do like what I did. You can highlight the area, and then I know what the answer is. You can also, I've had students that'll circle it, but you have to somehow show me what your answer is. It could be like some people will do red and then blue, and then this area is purple. You can make it darker, like front here. Let me show yours. That's a lot of lead there, but you can do it like that. I don't care. But you have to, that's how you show your answer. Okay, questions, yes.
Can you like make a triangle?
Yeah, that's kind of like what he kind of,
No, but just like with bold.
well, it may not always be a triangle. It may be all kinds of different things. So, however you want to do it, just make sure it's obvious to me what your answer is. Any other questions? This is what you're doing today. So you already know how to do the graphing and everything. All you now need to do is find out where they are the same. Okay, let's move on. So that's what we're doing today. All right, boys and girls. If your inequality sign looks like this or like this, less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, what does the line look like? Raise your hand. Franz.
Dotted. No. Yes. No. Solid.
Thank you.
Solid. There.
Solid line. Remember, when you have that little line down there, that's a little hint. So then if I have just less than or greater than, it is, go ahead, Franz,
Dotted.
or dashed, whatever you want to call it. There you go. Go ahead, open up your book
Oh wait, that's it.
to page 321.
Yes.
Three what?
321. Okay, so number 9, we have line 1 is already in the y equals mx plus b format to graph. It's y is less than or equal to x minus 2. And the second line is y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 5. Both, remember, you have to have them both in the y equals mx plus b format in order to graph. Okay, for line 1, what is our y-intercept? Miranda?
-2. I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you have a dashed and a solid line?
Yes, good question. If you can have one that's a dashed line and then the other one is a solid line.
How would that look though? Because there wouldn't be anything in common.
Yeah, you're still shading. You're absolutely still shading. So yeah, you can. It doesn't affect it at all. Okay, so in our slope is what? Valeria?
1.
Very good, it's 1. Or we can say 1 over 1. Over here, y-intercept is what, Keith?
Number 3. No, I lied. -5.
Very good, don't lie. And then the slope is what, Sophia? Or 3 over 1. Okay, so now we can graph our two lines. And I'm not even going to use a straight edge, just kind of freehanding it, because it needs to be important. Unlike, this is better than graphing the first one, where they had to be so precise so you could find that exact intersection. This one's a lot easier than that. We're ending on a good note. Okay, so if this is that is not following.
I sanitize.
You have to sanitize afterwards too, because I'm not sure what you're sanitizing prior to picking up someone else's pen for.
Sanitizing.
All right, so let's do this. Line 1 is -2, so we're going to say 1, 2 right here, and then it's 1 over 1. So 1 over 1, 1 over 1. So, and it's a solid line. Don't forget to write that, so you don't forget. Oh, I almost forgot. For this line, are we shading below or above Miranda? That's right. So I'm going to shade below. I'm going to use my red pen. Okay, so we graphed line 1 and did our shading. Does everyone see that? All right, so line 2 is -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Ooh. Okay, and Valeria, do I shade above or below? Very good. So for this line, I'm going to shade above. So you can see, this area right here, that's your answer. And I'm going to write answer because these are notes. But on your homework, you absolutely can write answer, but please make sure it's obvious to me. Okay? Any questions? Yes.
we like use pen to shade it.
Yes, like I said, you can use highlighters, you can use
Anything
pen.
that's bright or can you see clearly, you can use.
Yeah, but just know that if you make a mistake, then you won't be able to erase it. You'll just have to like put a cross or X
That's why
and do
you
it on
use
another sheet of
pencil.
paper. Huh?
That's why we use pencil.
I mean, it's up to you. Anything y'all want to do.
Pencil like that wouldn't erase very well and graph
No.
on a piece of paper.
It'd be a mess. All right. Does everyone have this? And are there any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's do another one. Valeria, do you have it? Are you sure? You mean wait?
No.
Okay. I have 3 more problems to do. Let's look at 11.
And can you this time do all
Oh, what are you talking about?
all 3 of the problems?
I'm Franz. All right, 11. Line 1 is going to be y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 6. And line 2 is y is less than 1/3 x or 1/3x minus 5. Okay, again, this could be more complicated problems, but you know to just, you've been taught this, you put it into the y equals mx plus b format. Make sure to be careful. Remember, if you are multiplying or dividing by a negative, you flip that sign if you're having to move stuff around, right? That'll give you a wrong answer. In this case, we don't have to. Okay, so over here, is line 1 going to be solid or dashed? And look, Miranda, this was your question. See, solid, and this one's going to be dashed over here. Okay, what is the y-intercept, Franz?
6.
And what's the y-intercept over here, Morgan?
Oh, y-intercept. -5.
Very good. Slope is what new on line 1?
1/3.
Huh?
Oh, not 1. -2.
Thank you. And we can say over 1. And then the slope for line 2 is what, Franz?
1/3.
Very good. Okay, so then you graph it. Oh, I should also ask, is this going to be, this line 1, is it shade above or below, Keith? So I'm going to write above. And then over here, chat, are we going to shade below or above? Below. Now, you can't answer these questions until you put your equation in the correct format. All right, so let's go. I have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then -2, 1, 2, and then 1. 2 and 1. All right. And this we're going to shade above. All right, this one's a dashed line, and we start at -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we go up 1 and 1, 2, 3. Up 1, 1, 2, 3, something like that. And it's a dashed line. Mine's not straight. It doesn't matter. You're getting the idea. Oh, that's real bad. And it is shading below. So in this case, yours hopefully will look better than mine. This is your answer.
Is there a way to write it in the equation form, or is that like the only form of answer you can get?
Oh, no, this is it.
Oh, yeah.
What if it's not already in y equals mx plus b?
Then you have to put it into y equals mx plus b.
So we need to do all the steps.
Intruder alert? Yep. You sure do. Don't forget though, when you're putting this into y equals mx plus b, moving stuff around, again, watch when you have to flip the inequality sign. Okay, does everyone have this? Are there any questions? All right, look at number 15 in your book. Y'all see number 15? It's already done for you. What they want to know is write the system represented by each graph. All they're wanting you to do is tell me what the equation is for each one. So, for example, let's start with the red line. I always tell my students to do that. What do we know about the red line? Look at it. First of all, is it solid or dashed? It's solid. So that tells us right there it's going to be a greater than or an equal to or less than equal to. Where is it shaded? Below or above? Below. So we know it's Y. It's always going to be Y. And it's shaded below, so we know it's less than or equal to. Right? Okay. And then, what is the y-intercept? Y'all see that? The red line, the y-intercept is positive 1. We always have an x. What would be the slope? Can anyone tell me what the slope is? Keith?
-1/3.
1 over 3. Perfect. That's your first answer.
How'd you get -1/3?
Let me see your book.
Because on a red line, you have to go to the left to get the line.
Franz, why did you scroll all over that? Okay, so Franz. All right, so here's your graph. Here's the red. It's solid, so we know that it's shaded below, so we know it's less than or equal to. There's always going to be a y, because remember we need it in this format, right? Okay, well, we look at the y-intercept. It crosses the y right here on positive 1, so we know the y-intercept is 1. There's going to be an x there. And like he said, you find the other intersection. It's right there. You go down 1, so that's -1. And then you go right 1, 2, 3. So there's one answer. Y'all see that? Okay, so now we're going to do the blue line. I'm just using black pen here. The blue line. Okay, so is it solid or dashed? Anyone?
Solid.
All right. Is it shaded below or above?
Below.
So we know it's a less than. So y is less than or equal to. And what's the y-intercept?
2.
Positive 2. Is there a slope at all?
No.
So then it's just 2x. I mean, it's just 2, right? Yes, it's just 2. There's no x or anything. So this is your answer. That's all they're wanting you to do. Write down the equations.
Oh.
That's it.
I understand.
Well, good. Write that down. Y'all have questions? Got one more for you, then I'm setting you free.
Wait.
Let's start with the red line. And y'all don't have to use colors. I'm just doing this for notes. All right. The red line. You know we're going to have a Y.
It's
Both
plus
of them are going to have
2.
line. Excuse me. So the red line, is it solid or dashed?
Solid.
Sophia, is it shaded below or above? That's right. So we know it's going to be less than or equal to because it's shaded below and it's a solid. I'm going to go ahead and put my X down for my slope. Okay, so Franz, what is the y-intercept? Where does it cross the y?
2 plus 2.
Plus 2. So your y-intercept is plus 2. And let's see, Valeria, can you find the slope? Look at you go. Yes. Very good.
So you always go to the right
What do you mean you always go to the right?
to try to find your slope.
Let me see your book. Write down that. So for 17,
You did the same thing on the other one.
we went right here, and well, you can go down if you want, but it'd be right here is your next intersection. So then you would go up 2, so that's a positive 2 on your rise, and then right 1, that's another positive, so it's 2 over 1. Did you see that? And then we just call it 2.
I actually did this today,
Today? I did it.
Yeah, because salary, the rates of salary payout versus the daily rates of pay.
Oh.
They're not the same rate, so there's a difference in.
Very cool. There you
Very
go.
important stuff.
A use in your everyday life. You're always asking me.
I used this today.
There you go.
So this is useful for our life.
Okay. Blue line. I admit he's smarter than me. It's okay. All right, blue line. Now, let's see. Sophia, is it solid or dashed? Okay, and is it shaded above or below? So then it's just greater than. Okay, so let's find our y-intercept. New, where does it cross on the y? Positive 4. And Miranda, you tell me the slope.
1/3.
Perfect. And this is your answer. Any questions? Keith, you have a question? All right. Your assignment is going to be page 321. Ten through 24 even, that's 8 problems. Honors, I'm going to see how you do on 26. This should be fun. 12 through 26 even. Now, there's 3 on there for 26. So, honor students, you're going to graph 3 lines and then find where they all intersect. These are due Monday.
Sophia, can you?
Your IXL is due Wednesday. Your quiz on all of this that you've learned is Monday. Your test, Wednesday. So you're kind of doing what 7th grade did.
So we have to graph perfectly straight lines or not